The gospel today reminds me on the importance of having parents, of having a family. And let me share to you mine. Yes, most of my life I've spent it with my grandparents. Why? Because my parents were separated when I was grade 4. They formally separated though, but 2 years prior to that they've been separated already, but I haven't felt that much yet, or there's no formal separation between them until when I was grade 4. And since then I've stayed with my parents, and from time to time, been missing my parents though, because it's very different to live with your real parents. And even reaching when I was 18, I still remember that I blame my parents of the situation I was in. I was during the time I was having trouble in a way, some crisis in me, and I don't understand things why, and I was even thinking that if my parents were complete, then I wouldn't be able to have this crisis. And I guess that was 4 years ago when I had a conversation with my grandma. He just suddenly asked me, I guess Kuya, let's call him Kuya, he's the oldest or the eldest in the family, that if your parents did not separate, then I guess you won't have a life such as this. Then I responded that, yeah, you're right, but I'm happy that it did happen. And my grandma, why? With a very curious face. And I said, well, if it didn't happen, if did not separate, then I guess we won't be able to talk right now. And even I won't be able to have this blog and talk about my family or my background this today. But what's the importance or what's the implication of that? A lot of in our society nowadays wherein parents are so busy with their respective work, really having very hardworking in order for them to sustain, to respond to the needs of their family, and sometimes it sacrifices the, the, the quality time that they'll be having with their respective kids. And nowadays a lot of kids are really having a hard time in coping with this aspect, wherein to have just someone, and sometimes they would just express such longing towards other people, and even including some vices, some addictions. And sometimes most of the kids nowadays are very into some exclusive relationship at even a very young age, and sometimes even elementary students though. But the gospel today reminds us, really taken from Matthew 1 verse 18 to 25, where in talking about how Jesus was born, having Joseph and Mary with him. But then, despite this very fact that a lot of nowadays that there are a lot of broken families, how can we be able to help those kids? One, based on my experience, is that family, yeah, it's very different to have parents, but God uses others to make us feel that we have a family. In my case, I was able to feel that through my grandparents, through my aunts. And along the way, as I've been moving on, I was able to find family with my friends. And now, at this moment, I feel the family of having my brothers and sisters with me in ang Lingkod ng Panginoon Malaybalay branch. And I'm so honored. And there was one time when I was at Olongapo during that National Lingkod Training Conference, and one of my meditation was wondering why, Lord, I was asking the Lord, have you been there in my life since then? In that meditation, I just closed my eyes, and then suddenly all the pictures that as far as I can remember when I was still young and up to that moment, such pictures of showing me how the Lord have used and showed these people in order for me to make me feel that I was not really alone in this journey, that I have family that who would be there. And eventually, yes, it did. And now I'm still even staying with my grandparents, and I'm so honored. I am so glad that they have with me. But my dear friends, another point I'd like to highlight here is that whatever happens in our in the past, whether we're also a result of a broken family or there's some misunderstanding, even nowadays at this point, mind you that it will bring you from that point to another point in your life. So this post and message is that in every challenge is going to be a chance for us to change. And change comes for us to become better. As a form for us to become the best version of ourselves. And so dear friends, whatever it is with our respective families, be appreciative, be grateful of the people that surrounds you. whether it be your aunt, your friends, your colleague, office worker, anyone who will give you life, will be able to be there to encourage you to keep on. Treasure them. Just like Jesus, he said it was named as Emmanuel, God is with us. And through these people, it's a literal manifestation of Jesus having make us feel that he is there, that really God is with us. And so, dear friends, always remember that you are blessed, and such blessings are not meant for you to be kept, but for you to share to others. May you have a great day.